Hello? 1 second. Okay. I'm sick of working. No. I had to work Friday and Saturday. And Saturday night I wanted to stream, but uh like I could have been done with work early enough, except I had like I was updating servers and I had a question, so I texted the contractor I work with because he was like, "Yeah, if you need help or whatever, just text me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can." And at like 7, I was like, "Hey, dude, what do I do about this last server? I can't take a snapshot of it, so I'm afraid to actually do anything." And you didn't explain if there was a different, like you didn't explain what we do differently with this one. And then he didn't get back to me till like 10:30 and was like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about that one." And then it was like, "Oh, cool." I could have, you could have just said that like 3 hours ago, and I would have been like, "All right, sweet, I'm done," and then would have been done and then streamed. But whatever. Then last night I was watching Germa, and then I was watching Vinny, and then I was like, I'm gonna play F-Zero 99 because that game looks kind of cool. That was my night. I just kind of gave it up. And F-Zero 99 is actually super sick. I've never played an F-Zero game before, and it was really fun. I don't know if I'll keep playing it, but I put in a few hours and was like, man, that was really cool, and I would like to play more, but I don't know. It might be my new, I'm not streaming tonight, so I'm not going to play, the main game I want to play tonight. But I do want to play something and kill time, which it was 14. I also played League of Legends yesterday for the first time in at least a year, I think. Played it with my little brother. And it was fun. I don't know. League of Legends is like, I don't know. It's a game that I kind of I used to do this with Overwatch, but then I kind of completely stopped playing Overwatch. But League of Legends has always been a game where, like, I played it a lot for several years straight, and then I was just kind of done. And then like once a year I'll go back and just play for like a weekend, and then it'll be out of my system. I forgot we were looking for this. We're going to Kieran's house so we can sleep in Carmine's bed. That reminded me of something that I immediately forgot. Something about sleeping in friends' sisters' beds. I think I've actually told the story before. I remember now, but kill him. When I was in like elementary school, my best friend, I went to his house. Why is she not coming here? Okay, she's so fast. I went to spend the night at a friend's house. Dude, she's so... Oh, great. I wasn't looking where I was running. She's so fast. It's nice. Because when I'm running on foot, she keeps up. What is this? Oh. Volbeat. Illumise. One of those. Illumise, yeah. Anyway. Spent the night at a friend's house. There's nowhere for me to sleep, and they didn't want to make me sleep on the couch. So, I slept in my friend's sister's bed. But she wasn't home, so it's not like I was sharing the bed with her. It was literally just, hey, there's an open bed, sleep in it. And I thought it was weird, but I don't know. I was like, I'd rather sleep in a bed than on a couch, so. Anyway. Oop. Wait, were those level 12? Why are they so weak compared to everything else? Anyway, let's play the game. Oh, I crossed into the town, so I despawned. I saw a Pokemon, and I was like, wait, what was that? Oh. Anyway. Trying to think what else I played. I guess I just played 14. 14 and... Oh, are their parents dead or something? I sure am. We're friends? I feel all tingly and funny. This kid is weird. I regret it. Oh, right, that festival. My hair. Dude, I barely met him and he's like, I got another grandson. Teal style card. Oh. Is she a Fujo? She's shipping me with her brother. Her hair's so good. I wish I had hair like that. You're such a cheater. Is he crying because he lost? Why does she do that so much? What? That's fine. I don't need a mask. What? How about instead of a mask, we just battle? Their eyes are cool. I want them. I don't know what Morpeko is. I know it's electric because all the Pikachu clones are like that. But I feel like it might be dark type as well or something. Wait, was it not very effective? I didn't read. Oh, stop with the super effective moves. Okay, it was super effective. Oh, I was wondering. I was like, what does Morpeko have that lets it live? Owned. I don't know what this gimmick is. Like, I know it does that. I knew it was gonna do that, but... Anyway, yeah, mostly, since the last time I played this, mostly just been playing, 14. What's up, Aiko? How have you been? Swadloon. Oh, it's a bug type. Whatever. One of my brothers asked me yesterday, he's like, hey, want to play Baldur's Gate tomorrow? And I was like, don't ask me, I'll play, but ask the other one. And then I came home and haven't heard a thing, so I don't know if we'll ever play again. Speed Rose, can he outspeed me? Nope. Sinischa. Oh, that's the, I don't know. Wait, is that what it, hold on. I assume it's still grass type. Allergies have started to come back. They progressively get worse each year. The contractor I work with has been complaining about his allergies kicking up, because I'll be like sharing my screen as we're working on something, so we don't both have to like have the same thing open. He can just like watch me have it open, and he's like, man, I can't see anything because of his allergies, and so I have to like read a lot for him because he can't see. I've been sneezing a lot the last week, like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Friday I sneezed and I was like, man, I realized I've been sneezing a bunch. And then, yeah, I was like, I wonder if, because I'm not really, I mean, you don't have to be allergic to have like a reaction to seasonal, like whatever. But yeah, I was just like sneezing a lot, and at first I was like, I wonder if it's all the dust in my office, because I have like a ton of just old equipment, which I want to complain about that in a second. Supposed to be enamored and distracted by my festival style. I am, but it's not enough. I can't lose. Yeah, I have a ton of old equipment in my office, just like old PCs and stuff that kick up dust every time I move them or anything like that, or clean them out, and it makes me sneeze. And so I was just kind of like thinking it was that, and then when that contractor mentioned his allergies, I was like, that might be why I've been sneezing a lot, but who knows? Oh, but I was gonna say, my manager gave me this like e-waste map, like disposal map or whatever, from this contracting group we were working with, and I was just like, I was talking about it today with my supervisor and that contractor, because I was like, yeah, finally I can get this like garbage out of my office, because I've been hanging on to it because my manager was like, don't get rid of anything until I give you new documentation for how to get rid of everything. And I was explaining it to my supervisor and the contractor, and they were just laughing because they're like, she finally got it to you and she didn't even do anything. She literally just took someone else's and said, here you go, and then told you to make a new one. And I was like, yep. And they're like, you know what you should do? Just make it like 3 steps. Like, get the equipment, check to see if it's like measure the amount of dust on it and then get rid of it. And we just like kind of joked about how much of a waste of time it was to just like for her to tell me to stop and wait, like don't get rid of anything until she gets me documentation. And then she gets me documentation and it's like she gets me documentation and tells me to make new documentation based on the documentation, but she didn't even do anything. She just like she could have got it to me a month ago. Literally the date on it is from August 23rd. And she's like, yeah, it's not a high priority, you can tell by the date, so you know, just get it done when you can. And it's like, you made me wait 3 weeks, 4 weeks, however many, which is like an ugly office. I mean, my office is so trashed because I have just people keep dropping stuff off and like, hey, I don't need this anymore, and hey, e-waste this, and then but then they're also like, oh, but don't put the e-waste in our storage area anymore, just we want to clear that out and not use that for storage anymore. And it's like, dude, what am I supposed to do? Pokemon games would be awesome if they would give 100% effort. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they have the money and they have the time, but they don't want to take the time because they have to line everything up with the shows and merch and stuff like that. So it's just, they just dump them. Oh, am I gonna get? Oh, he has Ogre Pawn. I saw the Ogre Pokemon. I had it spoiled, but I kind of wanted to spoil it because I was like, I need to know what's behind the mask. God. Why is she so mean? Hold on. I do this thing, like I'll see a speck of dust on my monitor, and it's always like when there's like bright, like a bright background to the speck of dust or whatever, so it makes it more noticeable. And sometimes I'll do it because I'm like watching a video or a stream or something, and the person, like it's usually a VTuber or something, but their face, like I'm looking at their face and I see the speck on their face because their face is like lighter, so you can, the speck is more noticeable, and then I'll go to like brush it off my monitor and I'm like, it's like I'm stroking their cheek, but like right now it was just on the text box, but that is the same thing of like I'm like rubbing the text box. Pokemon battles have proper flinching and reaction to attacks. Keep it PG, but the anime is more violent. Yeah, that's like they used to be better about like covering up the gaps, kind of, if that makes sense. Like when an attack would come, the camera changes and stuff would make it look like the, yeah, like the camera stuff would fill in a lot of, or it would cover it up in a way that like it looks like the attack hit, but then if you like watched it zoom out, the Pokemon that attacks just like goes like halfway across, and then the receiving Pokemon just gets hit by air basically. But they got lazy about that. They stopped trying and caring about that. They stopped caring. That's the thing. They make too much money to have to care. Anyway, Carmine, my beloved, was trying to find me a mask. Games 3D, you're missing a lot of potential. Pokken, I'm sure, has a lot of that. I never played it. Or I think I played a demo of it or something. I played it at like a kiosk or something somewhere. I think in Japan, actually, in Tokyo, I think I played a round of Pokken on a arcade machine. But yeah, there's a lot of, like, this game, I think, from, like, the last game to this game, they even, like, toned down some of the, Pokemon moves. Like, Cinderace, Inteleon, and Rillaboom, they all have, like, signature moves, with, like, special animations, and then they, in this game, they just got rid of them for, no reason, I would assume. Like, I can't think of a good reason to just not include an animation that's already made and done. Like, you literally just carry it over. It's the same game, the same engine, like, all that. They're not, like, rebuilding the game or anything crazy. Like I was saying last time, they're still using all the 3DS models. They just, like, cleaned them up a little bit. Made them a little, more presentable, even though they're still ugly. Anyway, it's frustrating. I love Pokemon, and I hate that it's just, I don't know. I feel like a chump. Like, when I got this game, I talked about it, because I didn't get this game until, like, after a month, after it had been out for a month, because I was just like, it looks awful. I'm not gonna waste my money. I'm not, like, I'm done. I'm, like, still boycotting. And then I was just like, well, my, like, what do you call it? What's it called when you, what is it called when you, not partner, what's the other one? Affiliate. When I got affiliate, it was like my affiliate anniversary, and I was like, I want to do a 24-hour stream. And so then I was like, I need a game that I could play for 24 hours. And I was like, you know what, let me do the new Pokemon, because I have been wanting to play it, but I've been resisting because it's awful. And then I played it for 24 hours, and I was like, okay, it's not awful. It looks awful, but it's very fun to play. But it's still very frustrating. Like I was saying, it's still, I don't know, ugly. And there's a lot that's very obvious. Like, they're lazy. They're lazy. They're lazy. I know a lot of people try to be like, oh, it's not, you know, the developers' fault. They, you know, it's the executives who are pressuring them and making them, you know, do these timelines and blah blah blah. But I don't know how much of that I believe or buy, because I don't know. Like, you went from, oh, look at the little Noibats. You went from, you know, like, small Pokemon games like Sun and Moon and those, to like a big open world, without being ready for a big open world. Like, you obviously couldn't do it, and there was no reason to do it other than, like, I don't know, chasing trends, kind of. Like, you could have made a better game. It is shiny. Cool. I was like, this one looks weirder, and so I sent my Meowscarada to attack, and she didn't attack it. All right, we got the dude. Madden's on a 1-year cycle, usually some improvement, though it's mostly copy and paste and some game tweaks. Pokemon is like, it's like mainline game, and then a year later, like a remake or a spin-off. Oh, I can't do this because it's gonna kill itself. I was gonna, like, take it down to 1 HP, but I forgot they killed themselves. Oh god, we're on a time limit. I guess I can run and save. But I gotta hope he doesn't run. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was running away. But yeah, Pokemon is like mainline game. remake or DLC or something at the mainline game. So it's like every 2 years is a mainline game, but they don't, I don't know, they don't put enough resources towards it to make it actually come out good. Imagine if Nintendo reached out to Square Enix to help Game Freak with the Pokemon game, just to partner for their game. That's like the thing is like they have the money to get, you know, more people or better people, but they don't have to because people like me will buy it anyway. Even though I don't know, I don't count like me buying this game. Oh, nice. Like, I wasn't going to buy the game until I was like, I need something to play for 24 hours at least. And I can't remember, like, I know my friends were playing it, and then there was something else that, like, I don't know, I was just like, I kind of want to play it, but I don't. And then I was like, I need something to play for 24 hours. And I was like, oh, you know what? Let's play the Pokemon game, because that'll be fun. It'll be fun to, like, see it for myself and either love it or hate it. And I ended up loving it and hating it. There's so many star pieces. What is happening? What was I saying? Oh yeah, whatever. Like there was like just circumstances around me buying and playing the game that if if it wasn't that exact time, I still would not have been. I would not have gotten the game and played the game, and I would not be playing it right now. But they got lucky. They got lucky that it was December, and I was like, I gotta do something. I've never done a 24-hour stream before. I want to do a 24-hour stream, and there's nothing else that's out that I would want to play for 24 hours right now. Decided on WoW Hardcore to avoid groups. Because he had too many close calls with the group. Like, they were just bad or something? And so you were going to die because of it? Or they were trying to, like, grief you or something. And get you killed. I'm sitting here, like, shiny hunting now. Just, like, not even really trying too hard, but, like, eyeing every Pokemon. I mean, I do that anyway. Like, every time I run past something, I'm like, alright, does your color look normal? That's why I saw that Swinub, because I was, like, looking, and I was like, that Swinub, that is not a normal color. It could be the lighting. Like, for a second, I thought it was the lighting, because it's dark, and so that's why I sent my Meowscarada to attack it. But then she was like, no. And so I was like, oh. This frame rate is ridiculous. Too much was getting pulled because fast spawn rates. I see. So they were just playing too risky. Why did I not pick that up? Oh wait, I'm supposed to be. There's too many items. Like the little sparkles on the ground. There's too many of them. I can't remember if I got a Lotad already. I think I didn't. I didn't. How was your stream on, was it Friday or Saturday? I don't remember. I was working. I put it on in the background as I was working. Like I popped in at first, and then I just had it on in the background as I was working, and then eventually went to sleep without like ever popping back in. But it reminded me of I don't know if I talked about this before, but I used to watch Sea-Doo. I don't know if he still plays WoW, but he used to play. He used to stream PvP, WoW PvP. Apparently, he used to be really good. I don't know. I never really knew what was going on as I watched. I just liked watching a WoW stream. But it was like that, where it's just like chill vibes with the WoW in the background as I do other things. Character's still alive at least. That's all you need. I gotta move that swine up. I wonder if the because I have the shiny charm for catching all the Pokemon. I wonder if that applies to the DLC. I can't remember if I caught a Vulpix. I think I did. Yeah. Oh, so I have this Eevee Tamagotchi. The battery's been dead for a while, but I like it a lot. And I put it on my key ring, like for my car keys. And I was like, I didn't want to do it at first because I was scared to lose it. Because I put stuff on my keys and lost them. Well, I've never lost anything for good, but there was like the one thing. I had this little Skihi from Monogatari. It's like a little, like a tiny little. I don't know if you can see this, but there's this keychain girl. This isn't her, but it's kind of like this, where it's like a little, just like small figure, on a keychain, and I had it on my keys. And one day I went to class, and when I came back to my car and went to like grab my keys from my pocket, I was like, wait a second, where's my Skihi thing? And I was like, oh, I lost her somewhere. And I like traced my steps like all the way back to class, and everywhere I had been, like through the parking lot and all that stuff, and was just like, dude, I can't find it. And I was just so bummed, all the way home, which is like a 45-minute drive or so. Oh, Phantom. Yeah, I was just like super bummed. And then when I pulled into my apartment complex and parked, and like once you get out of my car, like I opened the door and looked down, and it was just like in the floor of my car, like just by my feet. And I was like, oh, and I was like, thank God, and like picked it up, and I was like, I'm never putting it on my keys ever again. That's how I feel with this Tamagotchi thing. But I had it on my keychain, on my key ring, Thursday and Friday, and I was like, all right, like, hasn't fallen off. And I took it to work with me, because I was like, I'm pretty sure I have the batteries. They're like the little round batteries, the tiny ones. I was like, I'm pretty sure I have some of these in my office, and I couldn't find them. But then I left it there on Friday because I didn't think about taking it off. But Saturday or maybe Sunday, or maybe Friday night. No, actually, okay, no. It didn't fall. It fell off at some point between Friday and today, but on my desk. And I don't know how that happened, because like I went to grab my keys this morning, and when I like grabbed my wallet and keys and picked it up, the Tamagotchi just stayed on my desk, and I was like, what? And the little like chain was just open, and I was like, what? I didn't take it off. So like, how did it come off? And I was like, well, now I'm not putting it back on because I don't want to lose it. Have tempted to do the most brain dead strat to get to 60. Mindless mob grinding, no quests. That sounds very mindless and tedious. Your scuffed AI generated PNG to over PNG. I did. And it's actually, I was talking about how my friend has like a kind of generic. Wait, why is this phantom? Oh, it's a ghost type. I forgot about that. Oh my god. Oh, that wild hammer or whatever thing does that. I'll say my friend has a pretty generic anime VTuber, and you said yours was nice. Generic too, and like I see what you mean, but yours looks better than his does. Except yours is PNG tuber, his is like VTuber, like it's like the full, has all the tracking and stuff like that. But yours is definitely like a nicer quality, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. But it's still, I like, it reminds me of Ether from Genshin Impact. And so I was like, this one looks like the biggest. That's all I could think of was he looks like Ether Genshin Impact. Man, why did that take so long? These sand shrews surrounding you. I used to think Sandslash was the coolest Pokemon. It is pretty cool, but then I grew up and Spikes stopped being the coolest thing in the world. I still like Sandslash's design, but I don't know if I would. I don't know, maybe I would use a Sandslash. I was talking about it last time I played this, but like coming up with a team of Pokemon only from the DLC. And I should like stop and take a look because I might have enough at this point. Nice. I gotta take care of my Chimpao. Yeah, just letting it get abused. There's Oricorio in the DLC. That stupid Rockruff was coming straight for me. That's a very small Sandshrew. Or that's a very, very big Sandshrew. I just caught one though that was already big. Is that Cleffa? No, give me the Cleffa. So I don't have to catch it. Nope. Get. There we go. Or so I don't have to breed it and not catch it. I want to catch it. That's one of the things I've been playing. I still play Pokemon Sleep, but one of the annoying things is like, some Pokemon have, well, every Pokemon has a main ability, and some of them, or they all start at level 1, and every time the Pokemon evolves, that main ability gets leveled up. So if you catch a Pokemon that's already evolved, its main ability starts at level 1, and you can't increase it without using the seeds that are kind of rare. And so it gets annoying when you're like if you catch a Clefairy or if you catch a Jigglypuff, it's like, well, it could be a level 2 right now if I would have caught an Igglybuff, but since I caught a Jiggly, excuse me, that was a sudden sneeze. Since I caught a Jigglypuff, I have to just deal with having a level 1 instead of a level 2. Something just flew out my face, and I can't tell if it was dust or a mosquito. I've been super paranoid about mosquitoes because they keep getting into the house, and I hate them. All he entered when you use Photor to make it was long blonde hair, blue eyes, angel male. I messed around with like AI art a little while ago, not like in any kind of like trying to make art way, but I was like, I'm very curious to see how this works, and like what you can actually do with it. And I spent like an afternoon getting it set up and then screwing around with it. And I was like, okay, whatever. I saw enough and I'm done. You can create a lot of really funky things, like abominations, which is kind of fun. That's kind of what I was doing, was like, I figured out how to make like generic like characters and waifus and things. And then I was like, all right, let's see how messed up we can make it. And that was fun. But then, yeah, then the novelty wore off and I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm done. I don't need to mess with AI stuff ever again. It was like, I was talking about how like, I was screwing around with VTuber stuff. Like, they just gave me a whole sand slash. Oh, let me check my map. I feel like I should catch a Geodude, since I've been catching everything else. Okay, there's something that we haven't seen yet. Another thing we haven't seen yet. I wonder what that is. Oh. Please don't kill Chimpao. Ice types are weak against rock, so. Or is it ground? Or is it both? Okay. Now I feel bad. Oh, ice is super effective against ground and weak against rock. Yeah, okay. Have to do a lot of cleaning up before you get anything remotely usable. There still needs to be gone over, make certain parts transparent. So when you switch between state 1 and state 2, it's less jarring. I noticed, yeah, like the way you cut it out, there's like a bit of, what do you call it? Oh, I can't do this. I don't want him to die. I don't know who can. I guess Sylveon's kind of tanky. What was I gonna say? There's like on, I guess like the right side when you're looking at it, like the outside. I'm not trying to tell you how to do your thing, but I would have spent a little more time cleaning that up. But I don't know how noticeable it is to other people. It's just like I'm just like very meticulous about like cutting things. Like anytime I do any kind of edit for images or whatever, I literally like zoom in as close as I can and like almost go pixel by pixel. Sometimes I do go pixel by pixel to just make sure I get it as close to the edge as possible, and then like come out and like kind of blur it to like make it look less jagged and stuff like that. But like I said, I don't know if anyone else cares as much as I do, or if most people care as much as I do, so I don't know how noticeable that kind of stuff is. Oh, cool! He does that like rolly thing. That's so cool. Do it again. And then Sandshrew just runs. I guess he gave up. I still haven't seen a shiny. Oh, I knew it was gonna be Geodude. I was like, I bet one of these is gonna be a Geodude. I still haven't seen a shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Sleep, which is really annoying. Because my brother found 3 in his first like 3 weeks, and I've been playing since the game came out and I haven't found a single one. I already have Poltergeist. Wait, I'm so off track. I'm supposed to be going to the festival. How did I get over here? I guess it's kind of on the way, right? Just keep going this way. Okay, let me look at my Pokemon and see what I want. Either you'll get frustrated and learn to draw anime, or go out and spend 8K, no, 200 USD on an actual commission model. I've never really looked at the prices, but I know there was like a point where I was like considering learning how to, like when I was saying I was messing around with like rigging and stuff like that. I was like, how much do people charge for this? Because this is like really easy. It's just very tedious. And I was like, man, you can make like a few $100 per model and stuff like that. And I was like, maybe I do that. But I was like, no, it's so tedious and just like boring that I don't want to do that. Okay, let me see what I want to make. We got Carbink. I want, maybe I bring a Mighty Enna, a Carbink, a Ninetales. I guess I can level Turtwig and get the Torterra or whatever it's called. Heracross would be kind of cool. I do not like Timber. Well, Timber's alright, but I don't like the other dude. The rest of them. Girder, whatever else. I don't have enough because, let's see, Sandslash, a Clefable, so that's 2, 3, 4. I guess I could bring a Leavanny, 5. And then I'm not really too concerned about covering types and stuff like that because the game is not that hard. Maybe a Quagsire. That'd be cool. I loved Quagsire in Gen 2. It just seemed like such a cool typing. Water and ground. Maybe Poltergeist. I don't know how you evolve a Poltergeist. I'm afraid it's going to be complicated. I'm going to look it up actually. Just to see if I... Oh, come on. If it's simple, if it's like just do this. Exposed to a specific item depending on its form. Unremarkable teacup or masterpiece teacup. I'm pretty sure this is a counterfeit, so it would be unremarkable. How do I know if it's a counterfeit or not? I know you can check the Pokédex. A love ball. I could cheat and say like anything that's in this Pokédex I can use. Like I would bring a Lilligant. Counterfeit, yeah, okay. But I don't know if I have an unremarkable teacup yet. Had to throw an 8K USD. Oh, Shy Lily's model. Was it worth it though? I feel like maybe when you're already rich like that. Unless her original first model before she blew up was 8K, then that's a risky investment. Okay, let me start at the beginning. I'm gonna do it that way. I'm gonna do it the way of like, okay, something that is in here. I want Mighty Enna. There's actually quite a bit. Mighty Enna, Ninetales. Oh, Swinub. I forgot because I moved it because it was shiny, so it wasn't in where I was looking. So Piloswine. So that's 3. Mighty Enna, Ninetales, Piloswine. See, I could do Gardevoir, Gallade. I even have shinies to do that with. Sandslash, that's 4. I kind of want to do Houndoom as well, but we will already have Mighty Enna. I don't need 2 dogs. Clefable, that's 5. I kind of want to bring Carbink. I don't know if Carbink... I don't think Carbink's going to be that great. But I like Carbink. So I'm going to bring Carbink. That's 6. That's my party. Her model's really good. But she used something else before. Okay. Let's see. You can go here. Actually, that's supposed to go there. Why does the Raichu here? Oh, it has the ribbon. There's something special about it at some point. This guy should go... I guess over here? I don't know. I gotta sort my evolutions again. Okay, now I don't remember who goes... I think Vaporeon is first. Then Jolteon and Flareon. Then Espeon, Umbreon. And then I think Leafeon, Glaceon. And then Sylveon. And then Eevee goes here. I don't remember their numbers. But whatever. Oh wait, I needed that Swinub. And then I need... I don't know if it would matter. Well, I guess I can just look and see. How do I... Oh, there we go. IVs don't even matter that much. I'm just going to grab this one, though. It shouldn't... Oh, well, it's going to take forever to evolve it. I'm going to bring Clefable. Or Clefairy, since I can just get a Clefable immediately. You. And... You. And... What else did I say? There's one other one. Oh, Carbink. Alright, that's my jacked up team. I really want to bring Poltergeist. I think I'll swap Sandshrew, Sandslash out for Poltergeist once I get one of those teacups. Cleffa is so small, it's cute. People were saying the boxes, they fixed the loading issues with boxes, but like I still have the same like long loads. I mean, it's like a faster load, I guess, but it's still like you scroll through and it's like blank spaces until they load in. Oh wait, this guy's new. Hakamo-o. But I don't like him. I don't think he's that cool. Where did I get this? Oh, I traded someone in game. There's like an NPC that trades you a regular Quagsire. Never mind. I kind of want an Arbok, but nah. Okay, if I get a teacup thing. Also, my whole team is girl Pokemon. What are the odds? Probably 50-50. Well, 50-50 5 times in a row. So, I'm not even going to do the math. But, because I don't think any of these are... I don't think Clefairy is female locked. Oh, but it's a 25. It's a 1 in 4 to be male. So, it's 3/4 female. 75% chance to be female, so that's high chance to be a female. Okay, whatever. Now I just feed them all 1 rare candy. Well, except the ones that evolve by stones. Wait, that's cool. It's super yellow. I thought it was gonna be green. Ice Vein. Excuse me. Oh, but I need... Oh, I wonder if I can learn False Swipe. Let's see, I still need a Pokemon catching Pokemon. It looks kind of dopey. I kind of would rather have a Houndoom. I can't remember if this... Yeah, they are. I was gonna say if the stones are in here. Mm-hmm. It's like the same sound except a little bit deeper. This type of fairy has a strong aversion to being seen. I feel it. I saw something about... I don't remember what Pokemon it was, but there's like a regional Pokemon. Oh, Tauros. If you breed the Paldean Tauros here, the egg that hatches is a normal Tauros. Okay, that's it. I do want to have them all be around the same level. Like, exactly the same level, so... Whoever the highest is, they're going to meet. 62. Let me use these candies, because I have a billion of them. My carving is so low. Stealth Rock. Let's do it. Its stats are... Oh, it's, I guess, very tanky. Let's say its stats are so low. Like attack and special attack. It's annoying defense down when that's its whole thing. I guess I only have 5 of these, so I shouldn't do that. It's gonna be a pain because you're gonna go through... Oh, make those parts transparent 1 pixel at a time. It'll take a few hours. To me, it's worth it. Because then you never have to do it again. And you never have to worry about it or think about it ever again. Excuse me. I'm just gonna get rid of this. And now I want to heal them. Oh wait, Petalil is right here. So I could get a Lilligant. Let me think. What would I give up? I don't want to give up Sandslash though. I was gonna say I would give up the Sandslash, or maybe the Carbink. But Carbink's cute. I need it. I think it has to be Sandslash. And just grab whatever Lilligant I have wherever it is. Oops. Who are you? Level 24. Oh. I forgot that they were under me. Okay, now I have to level up this Lilligant. And it makes it so I don't have to, Oh, that was way too many. The Lilligant is now level 80. I'll say now I don't have to go heal and stuff. What do I... Special attack. I have to go through all the Pokemon and do this. It's gonna take forever. Wait a second. Oh. Whatever. Oh, wait, whoops. I mean, all you really need on your Pilot Swine is Earthquake. I don't know how necessary Amnesia would be. I mean, the special defense is low, but how much is that actually going to matter? Dang it, I can do it from this menu. Discover the lasso tool, so it might not take so long. Yeah, it's a pretty nice tool. I usually use that to like cut out the big chunks and then go in and do like the small chunks pixel by pixel. Like I get as close to where I want to cut as possible, and then just tidy it up after that. Starting to see why stuff like this can be so expensive. That's what I was saying when I was saying the like doing rigging and stuff it's not hard, it's just tedious. And so like I was like, I see, like you're saying, I can see why people get paid hundreds of dollars per model, but it's not you don't even I don't think you would ever need a degree or anything like that. I mean, if you're building the rig from complete scratch, maybe you do need to learn a bit, but like if you're, I mean, I guess you do need to learn, but there's plenty of like pre-rigged skeletons and stuff like that out there that you just need to like adjust to whatever you're rigging to it. Oh, this might be good. Gravity enables flying type or Pokemon with the levitate ability to be hit by ground type moves for 5 turns. Especially if I'm bringing Piloswine. Wait, where's Metronome? Oh, here we go. Stored power. So then I could use spam cosmic power and then stored power, just slap everything. Jesus. No, but I want these two for sure. And I don't need a psychic type move. What's the fairy type? There's like a fairy type attack. That's pretty good. I don't think it's well, I know it's not disarming voice. I might not have the TM for it. I think my Sylveon might have it. Oh, play rough. Well, that's one of them. I feel like there's another one. The user attacks by controlling the target's item. This move fails if the target isn't holding an item. 110 damage. That's kind of cool. Okay. Let me look at Sylveon. See what Sylveon has. Because I know I also had the Sylveon built to be kind of tanky. Okay, it doesn't have anything. Oh wait, maybe maybe just play rough, because I was gonna say maybe Tinkaton has it. But we don't need an attack. I also don't want to really invest in this team too much. Just enough to like get through the game, but I don't want to dump TMs and stuff and then be like, well, now I don't have that TM and I have to collect 1 billion Pokemon parts to get another one. Maybe I just do Moonlight or Life Dew. Or Encore. Please. Okay. Special attack. See where that one musician got mad because Fuamoko want to do a little competition for their fans to make a jingle, offer no monetary reward. Shut it, that's exposure. I mean, I get what you're saying. But there's always like, I mean, is there any reward? Or is it literally just like, just exposure? Because that would be, well, I don't know. The other thing is like, if you're, I don't know, like, hold on. If it was like a company or a corporation who's like, hey, make us a jingle, you know, with no reward. Because that, I mean, that happens all the time. Like, people want other people to be, you know, paid or rewarded for their efforts. And I get it. But at the same time, if it's like VTubers or like someone you're a fan of, like, people do stuff for fandom things like all the time, without any expectation of getting anything in return. So I'm not, it's not too, I don't think it's too weird, but I feel like the VTubers should give something, at least not money, but maybe like, I don't know, here's free merch from us. Because Selene Tatsuki from Niji Sanji, she did kind of the same thing once where she was like, it wasn't for a jingle or something, I can't remember what it was specifically, but she was like, she was asking for like people to submit things for something she was doing. I can't remember what it was, but someone like got butthurt, like kind of how you were saying, of just like, oh, like, you know, you gotta pay them or whatever. They made like such a big deal out of it that she like came out and was like, I'm going to give them, you know, whatever, whoever I pick, or like everyone, I guess, who submits or something. I don't know, there's something where it was like, okay, fine. Like, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't even something that serious. It was just like submit like a design or something for something. But some dude lost his mind, and so, well, some dude lost his mind and got a bunch of people to just jump on the bandwagon, to hate the hate bandwagon. And then kind of bullied her into being like, okay, fine, I'll give them $1,000 or something. I don't remember what it was specifically, but I think it was money when it was the Selene thing. I kind of still want Safeguard, actually. Nah. I kind of hate both of these because they're... Fire Blast is fine. Inferno is 50% accuracy. I'm not playing with that. I kind of want to replace Fire Blast with Flamethrower because it'd be more consistent. And I have more uses. I don't know if there's an item or something I could give to. I mean, I'm sure I can give something to my Ninetales to make it, like, I can't remember. There's some like something lens or something. Excuse me, or goggles or something. I don't remember. There's something you can give her to increase its accuracy. Wait, how much is Sucker Punch? 70. They're kind of opposites. Like Assurance, you have to get hit first. Sucker Punch, you go first. But if they don't use an attack, you don't go. And it's only barely stronger. I'd rather keep Assurance. And I have a speed down nature, which makes it easier to get hit. Oh wait, no, not Swagger. What am I doing? I was thinking Howl. Oh, but Howl's only one. I thought it was 2 times. Swords Dance is what we need. Oh well. Crunch. I think that's better than Assurance, actually. Oh, it learns all the elemental fangs. Cool. Maybe I just throw these on for fun. Why not? Because I don't need the rest of those moves. Wait, that's all of them then, right? Because yeah. Okay. And I want Ninetales to lead. It's so small. I thought Ninetales was bigger than that. And it's slow. Okay, now I can play the game. It's only been an hour and 20 minutes. I like looked at my clock and I'm like, dang, it's been 2 hours. I thought I started at 8. I guess I started at like 8:40, so that makes sense. Never mind. Or like 8:50, I guess. Apple, tofu, and rice. Wasabi. Oh, nice. Oh, wait. I saw your message like a while ago and I just got distracted. Hololive members get hundreds of thousands of views every month, so the exposure could lead to possible monetary gain in the future. Yeah, but that's still... It's not guaranteed, and also it's kind of scummy to be like, do this thing for free because I'm giving you exposure. Because it doesn't cost the person asking for stuff anything, but it costs the other person effort and time and stuff. And there's no guarantee. Oh, your footsteps change. Like it makes a little clacking noise, like you're running on it with wooden sandals like this or something. I make chairs. But anyway, the other thing I was saying, like at the beginning, was like, if it's a fandom thing, like if you make something for your favorite VTuber, I feel like you're not, people don't do that for, you know, with the expectation that they're gonna get something out of it. They do it for the love of the fandom, the VTuber, or the game, or the show, or whatever. But like I was saying, when it's the person asking for something, that's when it gets weird. I forgot how to have picnics. No, there's not even people. Someone who likes writing music, length of the piece they were asking for like 10 to 20 seconds is really not a whole lot of effort needed to create, and you are being credited for it. Oh, Carbink is so small. It's still effort, and it's something that, like, you're not gonna get paid for it, and they're gonna use it forever. and you get the credit, sure, but you're never gonna get, like, they're gonna get paid for it. It's gonna help them make money, and you're not gonna see a dime. That's the other thing that's like part of the problem. Because if like a big corporation did it, people would get mad. So why is it different if some cute anime girl does it? But like I was saying, it is different when it's like fandom-y stuff like that. And honestly, it's just comes down to the person making the thing, whether they care or not. I have a carving for a head now. Why is this dude? She was sleeping. Oh wait, I didn't make a sandwich. I want to feed all my Pokemons. Oh, and redecorate, because I can change my chairs now. Spooky chairs. Ninetales is having fun. Alright, let me feed them. I'm gonna give them... I'm not gonna use my Herba Mysticas. Oh, a jam sandwich. That sounds good. Oh wait, what pick did I use? I didn't see. Dude, I actually want a sandwich like this right now. Music, you gotta start somewhere. Could be a possible platform for others to start reaching out to you for commissions or whatever. That's true. That's what I was saying. It's like up to the individual to determine whether it's worth it or not, whether they care that much or not. But if you're someone who's asking for people to do that, especially if you're a HoloLive VTuber and you have the money, it's not that hard to offer a reward. Wait, that was that one guy. Everyone has an Ogre Pond mask? What did that whistle do? Does that just call my Pokemon if I have a Pokemon out? Duskull. If I find another Pokemon that I want to replace, it's her. You can already kind of see under the mask. Ellipses. Just ignore her. Say Chansey. You don't know anything about the ogre. She's fuming. I need to change my thumbnails for these videos to something with Carmine. Like I want to catch her doing that expression. I wonder if... How do I pull out my camera again? There we go. How do I... There we go. What was this X for the roto stick? How do I make her look at the camera? Fish Islands. Wait. It makes her look funny. Music. She doesn't care. I was hoping she would do the... Oops. What if I do it like this? She does not want to participate. Kind of want to participate in the competition, but you know how you are. You start writing music, start writing the jingle, and end up being 5 pages of music in before you finish, so way over the limit for the jingle. What's it supposed to be for? Like, what's the jingle supposed to be like a part of or whatever? Oh wait, I can just buy the food. I made a sandwich for my Pokemon for no reason. I do not like shaved ice. That feels like such a scam. It's just water. It's just ice with some syrup. I'd rather have real ice cream. Excuse me. See, like this one. Why would you get shaved ice when you have ice cream right here? Wait, what is this? Oh, they're like the little balloon things. Duskull, my beloved. It's supposed to be used for their weekly Fuamoko morning. Okay. Okay, I also don't like ice cream cones. I like my ice cream in a cup. Sure, whatever. Give my Pokemans some ice cream. Oh, I guess I didn't talk about this. I was talking about work a little bit earlier, but today they fired 3 dudes, and they were like, they made it all, I don't know, intense. Like, at least with like shutting down their accounts. Like, they were like, one guy came to me and was like, he came to my office, but I was on the phone, and he's like, oh, you're on the phone? I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, well, how long is it gonna be? And I was like, like 15 minutes. He's like, all right, when you're done, can you come talk to me? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then I finished my phone call, and then I immediately went over to his office. But he wasn't in his office. He was in the office next door in this other guy's office. And I was like, oh. Like, I saw him, and I was like waved at him, and he waved me in. And I was like, oh, okay. And so like I went in, opened the door, and there's him and 2 other guys sitting in there. And they're like, close the door behind you. And I was like, okay. And they're like, all right, this is very confidential. And I was like, okay, like, what's up? And they're like, we need you, we're gonna terminate 3 guys, and we need you to shut down their accounts, shut down their accounts immediately, and like cut off all access to everything, and like give us access to their email accounts. Like, you know, like, can you do that? And I was like, yes. And I explained kind of like how it works, how it would work, what I would do, and all that stuff. And they're like, all right, cool. Well, when we give you the signal, shut them down. And I was like, okay. Like, they made it so like serious. So I don't know what went down. I don't know what those guys were doing who got fired. But it sounds like they must have been doing something shady, that these guys were worried that once they got fired, they would go in and kind of like sabotage everything or do like a bunch of damage. But yeah, then they fired those dudes and I shut down all their accounts and turned their email mailboxes into share mailboxes and did, you know, what they asked. And well, I told my mom first. Like, I asked my mom, was like, can I do this? Is this like, I need it cleared by you because you're the legal counsel here. Am I gonna get in trouble if I do this? And she's like, no, we've been planning on terminating these guys for a bit, and like, if they're saying they're ready to do it, do it. And I was like, okay. As long as the general counsel says it's okay, says it's legal, says, you know, gives me her approval, then I'm good. But yeah, like the way they made it sound and stuff was so intense. How's this kid eating his ice cream? Anyway. What is this guy selling? I kind of like his shirt. He's got the, oops. I keep pressing Y to pull out the camera. What game has Y on the camera? Or the camera on Y? I forgot what this thing's called. I know the evolve form is Mabostiff, but I can't remember what. Oh, Mashchiff? Anyway, I want a picture with Carmine. I gotta be closer. She won't look at the camera now. How do I feel like there's a way to... Wait a second. Oh, that's what... I was like, change angle. What does that do? I guess I gotta move up a tiny bit. I don't want her to look at me. I want her to look at the camera. But she keeps turning towards me. Stop it. No, she's gonna turn again. Alright, well, I guess I'll do it like this. I keep pressing Y. I want to make her look creepy, but I can't. How do I... Let me see. What's... I can't. I'm trying to get her chin to sit in, like, right, perfectly right there. But also, I don't like my face. It's a very suspicious. Oh, wait. Can I make her? No. I want, like, this expression. Wait, what if I do... I can't... Okay. If I move up a tiny bit... Oh, maybe if I don't do the selfie stick. Like that. But I don't want my head blocking as much of her head. Also, I want a different expression. I gotta time it. That's wrong. Okay. I want to take a picture later when she doesn't, like, turn to look at me and stuff like that. What is this guy's mask? I want this one. Oh, that's the bird one, huh? Oh, I can't eat a candy apple. Did I just ate ice cream? That was, my brother went to get like yogurt milkshakes and smoothies, and he asked me if I wanted one, and I was like, I really wanted one, but I had already had too much. Like, I've had too much sugar today, and I was in the kitchen to get candy when he asked, and I was like, I still want this candy, and if I eat this candy, that makes it even harder to say yes to a smoothie milkshake thing. Grandma gave him some pocket money. Dude, I have $1 billion. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, I guess I just go upstairs now? What's this kid doing? Selfie pose for when you want to be like secretive. Now I want to take a creepy picture. Like stand next to her without her knowing. I gotta be on the other side, I think. Or closer? Without, like... I was gonna say, without aggroing her. She has no idea. Sucker. See, there's a chance to give an unknown name a chance to have a platform to be heard. Reality is with music, unless people know who you are, you aren't going to make a dime, even if you make the greatest composition ever. That's true, but also, like I was saying, they're HoloLive VTubers. It doesn't cost them much to be like, here's $100, or you know, here's $1,000. I can't write Koraidon. Oh. Oh, another pose. Weaponized cuteness. Okay, great. Now I need to take a picture of her with this one. Wait, did he actually give me a pose? Or did I already have that one? Wait, that kid didn't actually give me a pose. Oh, unless it's only here? No, what? Hold on. Oh, there's a Pokeball pose. Obtained from the Pokemon Center lady in Masui after you heal a couple of times. Okay. Oh, wait. Now I'm spoiling all the emotes. There's a heart one where you make half of a heart so another person does the other half. Oh, no. Hooray. Oh, you have to donate 1,000,000 Poké Dollars. I don't have 1,000,000 anymore. I spent it all. Upside down piece. And please obtain from an NPC right across the Ogre Alston stall. Okay. Ogre Alston. I guess like it was just like a hint that you could get the pose. Unless this is Ogre Alston. Guy that threw a fit over no monetary compensation. Worked with Callie before, and Callie removed their music from her streams. Did he get compensation? Is that what he was crying about? Oh, this is Ogre Alston. I'll cheer you on from a safe distance. I both like and dislike this girl. She's always like, she can't mind her own business. She can't let us have fun. She has to get in the way and bully us. But she's also like, there's like some gap moe there. $63.90. He got compensation. They were commissioned. Okay. I mean, he's, I guess, just looking out for the people. Since he got paid. Like, now it sounds like he's making sure other people also get paid. And for them to remove his stuff, it just sounds like, I mean, I get kind of why they would remove his stuff, but also if it was in reaction to that, it makes them seem a little more shady because now they're like, I don't know, trying to get out of paying people. I don't know. Berry tables. Greedy Pokemon may gather around the berry tables. R button to scare them off. 2-3. I didn't see what the 2-3-2-3. Okay, where's the green table? Put the berries in. Oh, you have to keep mashing it. Oh, great. They're already there. Oh, another one. Dude, why do they wait? I mean, I know why they wait till I leave, but it's annoying. No, he's stealing my food. Go away. Okay, I guess getting extra doesn't really make a difference. Well, then it seems like you should just grab all the berries on one go and dump them. Oh, there's a timer. Okay. I didn't even notice there was a timer. 19... Wait, 18... 26... Oh, you can hold 30 at a time. Okay. $17.24. Okay. So I have to collect exactly as many of each one. So 7 of these. Okay. If I didn't beat her score, I will do it again. Oh, Munchlax. Nice. Get owned. Health Mochi. Wait, that reminded me. I have a clip. Hold on. Experience charm. Cool. I, Carmine Masui's reigning champion of Ogre Balloon Busting, have been defeated? Yes. I'm all out of pocket money. I'll give her $1. I love when she does that. Just gonna do that. Don't worry, I'll deal with her. Ogre upon my beloved. Oh, right. I was going to say there's a clip. Hold on. Oh, let me let the game save. The other day. So this was before the DLC came out. I was like, I opened the game up to do the Mewtwo raid. And like, I was just sprinting and my character is like, gonna fly off of Koraidon. Like, he's getting thrown around. And I was like, when I did this, it had been the first time I opened the game up in a long time, and I was like, is that normal? I don't remember that ever happening. And then right now I sprinted again, and it's like back to normal, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure what was happening was not... Oops, how do I... There we go. Like, you're not supposed to, like, flop around, like, get jerked around while you're riding him. And I don't know what happened to make that happen, because I kept trying to recreate it and I couldn't get it to happen again. Like every time I sprinted after that, I was just like in control. It was really silly. Is this his Pokemon? Our sibling power is unbeatable. Oh, she's not even scared. Pawn. A mysterious child is staring at you from behind their mask. That's a cool mask. Kiki's no use at all. Zero talent for ousting ogres, I'm telling you. You scared it away. Chase after the mysterious kid. It's so weird that there's no voice acting still. That's like another one of the lazy things. I didn't know they were going to show its face that quickly. Is Carmine going to ruin it? Well, now I got a mask. The Teal mask. That's the name of the DLC. Part of the problem was seemed like he was saying, why aren't you paying me instead of hosting a competition? Wording's everything. Understand when you have a passion for writing music, there's a point where you say, I just want my piece to be heard. Money's merely fruit of labor. Gotta start somewhere, even if it means no immediate compensation. Yes, you made that point, and I'm just saying, if HoloLive VTubers are asking for something for free, it's kind of weird, because they have plenty of money to offer just like a slight prize if they're gonna ask for 1 billion people to give them free stuff. A teal mask pattern after the face of an ogre. Ogrepon dropped it while fleeing up the stairs after visiting the Festival of Masks. So they just give its name right there. I didn't know. I didn't know they excuse me. Man, I tried to like mute, but I completely missed the mic. Yeah, I don't think anyone's called it Ogrepon. Everyone's just called it Ogre. The Ogre. I don't think it's a kid. We just bumped into the ogre. She doesn't want him to know. She hates him. You were making fun of me behind my back. Why would we do that? Help him. Oh, right. I guess he would feel bad if we saw the ogre and he didn't. I'm gonna wear the mask as soon as I can. Please tell me I have the mask. No. No, I knew it. I want to go see Ogerpon, my beloved. I will be replacing Lilligant with Ogerpon as soon as I get it. There's no way it's not a grass type. I don't know what its other type would be, but it literally looks like it's made out of wood. Oh wait. How do I get the police thing? Because I did the Ogerpon thing. Or Ogerpon. Ogre Oustin. Oustin Ogres? I don't know. It said it was a cross from Ogre Oustin Ogres, whatever. And this is the only kid. Or the only person. The only NPC that had like the orange like that. Did I get scammed? Maybe I have to come back or something. I wouldn't put it past the game to be buggy. To have that be bugged. The festival is so much fun and absolutely nothing weird happened, right? Was that Clefable there before? Why did they bring these kids and not like... I'm definitely going to get started on orienteering with Carmine. My heart's pounding. Get away from my girlfriend. Yeah, I don't know, like, they brought these random NPC kids. They could have brought Nimona, Arvin, and Penny. Or, like, NPC kids that actually matter. Wait, just because we didn't agree to meet doesn't mean you get to keep me waiting. What? What thing? Question mark? We bumped into the Ogre Yogurt. They're such NPCs, I'm gonna make myself sick sounding too much like a Zoomer. I always hate when people talk about like real people as being NPCs and stuff like that. It's so cringe. Like it's like one of those it reminds me of like, I don't know. Like, well, I mean, I mostly see it on 4chan. Like 4chan and Twitter. And when I do, it's like, I'm literally like, bro, do you know how ironic you're being right now? Because, like, you're only saying that because everyone else on 4chan is saying it. Like, all the people, you know, I don't know. You're literally just like one of these other guys. So you're an NPC on the other end. How many Pokemon do I have? $127. I wonder if I need 23. Oh wait, I guess I can look in this Pokedex and see. I was gonna say what I can evolve to just like get as close to that as I can. Lotad. That'll give me a few. Spinarak Yanma. So that's 2. Corphish is 3. 4, 5. Does Cutiefly evolve? Oh, Rabombi. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, so I could literally just give a bunch of these Pokemon. Well, not Yanma. I need to make sure Yanma has Ancient Power, I think it was. And I think Suwaddle? I don't know, maybe Suwaddle can evolve. Like, just straight up. I don't know if the third evolution... Yeah, it evolves into Leavanny when leveled up with a high friendship. That's the part that's going to be annoying. Whatever. We'll get what we can for now. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I guess another thing. I was just thinking about like today at work. Another thing that happened today. Oh, I gotta make sure Yanma has the move. We got a new hire, but apparently she's a rehire. Like she used to work here, and is now back. I guess I don't know. I don't know when she used to work here. But apparently it was a long time ago because I was asking the contractor I work with if he had ever met her, and he's like, yeah, but she hasn't been here for a long time. And I was like how long? And he's like years. And I was like, oh, huh. But I thought Yanmega would be bigger. Ogre Darner Pokemon. Now I'm curious to see how fast it is. Okay, it can keep up when I'm running. What about when I'm zooming? Nope. Go back. Born in 2001, so you're Gen Z, but have more in common with Gen Y millennials. Those born a year or two after or before. Rest of Gen Z don't understand and still don't know what TikTok is. I mean, I know what TikTok is. Generations are, I don't know, dumb, I think. Because there's too much like overlap, like constantly. And I don't know, I feel like it's weird. Like I get there's like generational things, but to kind of like categorize a whole age group because of a generational thing and like assign like personality or characteristics and stuff. I think that's weird. I'm not gonna learn Swords Dance. We can learn it later. I'm not gonna use Ariados, so. Oh, Turtwig. I gotta level up Turtwig. Okay, that was way more than I thought it was gonna be. What was I gonna say? Talking about generations. Oh, I was talking about work stuff. Then I stopped to talk about generations. Oh yeah, whatever. We got this new girl at work, and so we're rolling out multi-factor authentication, and I have to, like, you know, talk to people and send them this documentation that I created to teach them how to do it. And I made 4 documents, 2 for iOS, 2 for Android. Okay, this guy is also smaller than I thought it would be. But yeah, I created all this documentation, spent all this time, and we got this new girl, and I gave it to her. I was like, here you go, you're gonna need this to set up. Oh, I didn't evolve this dude. Also, who am I missing? Oh, Mighty Anna. Let me evolve my core fish real quick. Anyway, I spent all this time to, like, create all this paperwork to make it really easy to install an authenticator. And I gave it to this new girl, and was like, yeah, just follow along, and it shouldn't, okay, I should have just done another one of these. It shouldn't be too hard. If you run into issues, give me a call. And then she gave me a call and was like, yeah, I keep running into this thing that's saying, you know, like, do this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, this sounds like what I dealt with before with my cousin, actually, who works there. She was having trouble installing an authenticator. And so I was like, yeah, just press back a few times and then go forward, because that's what I did that fixed it last time. And she's like, okay, it's not working. And I was like, then try signing out completely and starting over from the beginning to see if that works. And she's like, it's not working. And I was like, okay, can you go to the error and then tell me what it says and what it shows? And she was like, okay, it's this, and it says this, and it shows this. And I was like, that's not in any of my documentation. And she's like, is it okay if I do it from my laptop, like from the browser on my machine? And I was like, yeah, but it's slightly different. That's why we try to keep it, we try to make the documentation go by, like, make everyone use their phone so that it's consistent, and it, like, controls how they do it so that they can't screw it up. And so yeah, so I was like, so, you know, just keep doing it from well, I was like, go ahead and do it from your laptop's browser and see, because then you can use the QR code. And then she's like, well, I can't, it's telling me I can't scan it or whatever. When I scan it, it's saying it's expired or something. And I was like, okay. That's when I was like, okay, can you do it from your phone again and start from the very beginning? And then when you get stuck, tell me what it says. And she told me what it says. And I was like, looking through the document, because I was like, you know, like, what could she be messing up? And then, you know, she's like reading it out as she's going through each step. And I was like, wait, how come he didn't evolve? Wait, what does it take to evolve this guy again? Is it a trade? Yeah, evolves into Conkeldurr when traded. Lame. I hate MFA, it's too many hoops to hop through. It is, yeah, it's annoying, but at my office, we kind of need it for security reasons. But it's like frustrating getting people to get it set up, because what I found out with this girl is she just didn't follow the document, because she's like reading it as she's going step by step, and I'm like following along in my document, just kind of like so I know where she's at. And then she's like whatever, install the authenticator, and then I click next, and I was like, she's doing it wrong, because in my document it says click I want to install, because she said she wanted the Google authenticator. I was like, do you want Google authenticator or Microsoft authenticator, because they're two different documents. And she said Google, so I gave her the Google one, and that step says install the Microsoft authenticator, and then it says, you know, you can click back, you can click next, and there's also a blue link that says I want to use a different authenticator. And I had it literally like in the document, it says click the blue link, and then in the picture I have a little picture there with a big red square around it, say like highlighting the I want to use a different authenticator. And she just like skipped right over it, and I was like, okay, wait, click back and then click that blue link. And then she clicked the blue link, and I was like, okay, now, you know, now follow it again. And she's like, oh, I see. And I was like, I spent hours on these documents, making them as foolproof as possible, and these people just aren't even reading them. So it's like, what was the point? What was the point? It was so frustrating. I was so annoyed, because I'm going to keep dealing with that. I have like 50 other people I have to go through this with. And so there's 50 more chances for people to just ignore the hard work I made, the hard work I put in. Cause like I spent hours making them, because like Microsoft has their own documentation, but, my supervisor and the contractor and my manager, everyone was like, it's too wordy and too like, it's not step-by-step specific, dumbed down enough, for like the lowest common denominator in our office, basically. So they're like, redo it, like make our own version that literally just step by step with pictures and everything. And the work got split up where I took half of it, and then the contractor I work with took the other half. And then we came together to be like, all right, let's compare them. And mine was just really good, like way better. Like I was saying, I'm like very meticulous about that kind of stuff. So mine just like looked so much better and was better put together and all that. To the point where he was like, well, now you can just, you know, make mine look as good as yours. You know, like I did most of the work, just clean it up and make it look as good as yours. And I was like, great, of course. And then as I was going through his, I was like, wait a second, he did it wrong. And so I had to redo his. So I had to do all of it basically. And I had to redo mine because we were like talking about it as we were going through it. And we were like, actually, maybe we shouldn't have them, because originally we had them scanning the QR codes. But I was like, wait a second, what if they don't have a laptop to scan a QR code from? And then we were like, oh God, we might have to like completely do this over again, because we didn't account for people who aren't going to have a second device. Because some people they only use Outlook on their phone, so they don't have like a laptop or a tablet or something that they could scan a QR code. Like we have construction guys who are out in the field who wouldn't be able to just like be like, oh, let me take 5 minutes and, you know, pull out my laptop. They either don't have one with them, or they'd have to go back to like the trailer or something. Anyway, it was just like, we have to redo this so that everyone can do it from their phones, and it kind of controls some of the variables, because now we don't have to worry about like different devices. Like what if someone's using an iPad or something and it looks different and whatever. And so then I had to redo all of the documents. And yeah, like I was saying, it was just hours and hours and hours. And then, yeah, then today this girl is just like, I'm not even going to read it. I'm just going to skip these steps. What I was getting annoying about MFA, prevent spammers and scammers. Oh, I think that's a whole Blizzard thing though, isn't it? Because I remember Overwatch did that for a second, where they were like, you have to have a phone number at least. But I don't remember what the specifics were, and they might have walked it back. Okay, wait, how many do I have now? 137. Okay, so I know I can get one off of Geodude. I haven't got a Bellsprout. I can get 2 there, so it's 3. I don't know if I have the item for that yet. I don't know what goes there. Oh, Polytoad. Oh, Polytoad is a trade. I don't know what's here. If I catch a Seedot, that's another couple. Phantom. Let me see how Phantom evolves. I don't know if there's like a special gimmick. Dumb it down for backwoods people. Who brings a laptop to a construction site? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, they probably wouldn't have a laptop on them when I go to like. It evolves when Trevenant evolves into Trevenant when traded. That's really lame. I don't want all these trade evolutions. We can get one from Geodude because Golem is trade. This guy's trade. I haven't seen a Morpeko yet. I don't know what goes here. Lotad. That's a couple. Not sure what's here. Don't know what's here. Don't know what's there or there. Oh wait. The evolution here and the base Pokemon there. Don't know. Haven't seen a Chingling yet. Okay, so I need 13. I don't think I have 13 available right now. The other thing is, you say who brings a laptop to a construction site? One dude brought his Surface tablet to a construction site, and the IT director or whatever. I'm just gonna call him the director, even though, dude, I've complained about this guy plenty, but he knows nothing. He knows nothing, and he like questions my like expertise, I guess. Not that I'm an expert or anything, but he's never been in IT. He's never done, like, the contractor I worked with described it as he was his daddy's Mac guy and thinks he knows IT because of that, because he's used to help his dad with his Mac. Well, yeah, so whatever. For this instance, he came to me and was like, hey, I got this guy who needs a replacement Surface. Do you have a replacement? And I was like, yeah, but like, I don't know. It's not brand new. And he's like, it doesn't matter. We just need something because the one he has is too old or something. He said it was like too old or something like that. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever then. Yeah, just bring it in and I'll like transfer the data and, you know, he'll be good to go. And the guy brings it in, and like he dropped it off on my desk. Like I wasn't there, but he left it on my desk and I came in, and then when I opened it up, because it had a cover, I opened it up and the screen was just cracked. And I was like, this guy broke it. And like when I talked to the IT director later, I was like, yeah, that thing's cracked. And he's like, oh yeah, apparently he dropped a brick on it or something. And I was like, oh god, how does that even happen? Like, you take your tablet to a construction site, but then leave it somewhere where a brick can get dropped on it? Like, what? Okay, I need to catch a Bellsprout. And a Seedot. And that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because I'm not going to breed this. Okay, so I still need 3, which I'll have to like see new Pokemon, so I'm not going to worry about hitting 150 yet. But I do want my reward. General rule, dumbing stuff down is a 3-year-old should be able to easily do it. Instructions should be clear and concise and straight to the point. I don't really have a general rule. It's literally, I'm just like, is there any way someone can screw this up? Like when I go to each step, I make sure I, like every click or movement I make a step for it, to make sure I cover every possible thing they could like do or see or want to do, and like highlight a billion things. And that's why, like, the document, I've tested it with like 6 or 7 other people and tested them myself. And like the whole IT team has like tested them. which is just that contractor and my supervisor. They've gone through them and like have been able to follow it and are like, yep, it's good. And no one's had a problem with the instructions. Whenever someone's had an issue, it's been like a password thing, like their password, they couldn't remember their password, or like just like locked themselves out or something, or there was just like a funky error. Like I was saying, my cousin ran into an issue where it was telling her to try again later, and then she like called me and was like, yeah, it keeps saying try again, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna come take a look. And when I went to go look, I was like, yeah, that's weird. When you hit next, it should go to the next screen and show you. And then I hit back like once or twice, and then I hit next, and then next again to the screen that we were on at first. And then it went to the next screen, and I was like, oh, well, there you go. I don't know what I did, but now it's fixed. And so like the issue she ran into was just like a one-off like random thing. But you can't account for people skipping your steps. Like if this girl would have followed the steps, she wouldn't have had an issue today. But because she was just like just skipping the steps and just trying to do it on her own, that was like what was causing trouble. So it's like I made it as dumbed down and as simple and easy and foolproof as possible. But if they're not gonna use it, you can't make them use it, you know. Let me catch one of these dudes. Also, 3-year-olds are really dumb. I don't think you could make something dumbed down enough for a 3-year-old to follow. Perfect. So then when I see a C dot, I'll catch it. But I'm not going to bother evolving them until I know I can hit 150. I mean, I guess I should. So that when I just catch enough Pokemon, I'm at 150 and I can come back and talk to Perrin. Oh, Heracross? That reminds me of or it just reminded me of Nene from Hololive. She collects beetles, like all the different, you know, I don't know what you call them, like big old beetles, like horned beetles and stuff, like Hercules beetles and rhinoceros beetles and stuff. Wait, have I caught a Cricketune yet? Or Cricketot? Yes. Anyway, I was watching, I've seen a few videos, like clips now of her like showing off her beetles, and it's so cute because like she just like really loves them and is like proud of them, and she like does the whole thing, like breeds them and everything, breeds them, hatches them, grows them. But it's funny because like I don't know, they're bugs, they're big old, you know, scary looking beetles, and she's just like, oh my god, they're so cute, look at, he's mad, it's so cute, and it's like, it's the cutest thing ever. And they're really cool. I remember when I was in Okinawa, they sell those things in stores. You can just like go buy one. We went to like this, there's like this local toy store on the corner of like one of the, like you cross the street, like you head over to, so our favorite wait what are the meaning of those less words? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. That, yeah. And that's like, that was my point though. Oh, what the heck? Oh, he self-destructed. I didn't even see what he did. I was just like looking at what you wrote. That's so annoying. I want one of these. I need one of these. But that's like my instructions are like maybe 5 words per step because it's literally just like click, you know, click next, click this, click that, enter, you know, the key from the last step or whatever, and then there's a big picture with every step with a big red box around whatever you need to do or click on or copy or whatever. But yeah, like I was saying, that's too much for her. She had to skip it. Oh, I was saying, wait. Oh, cool. Oh yeah, whatever. Like on the way to our like usual ramen place, it's called Dragon. There was a like a toy store on the corner. I can't remember if it was on the corner right across from Dragon or if it was like a few blocks. I think it was like a few blocks down from it. Like, but it was on our way. So we would go to Dragon, and then on the way back we would stop at this toy store and get like candy or whatever, like silly little dumb things we want to get. And one time we went, they had like at the front, I was paying for like the candy and stuff that I picked up, and they had like a big like terrarium full of these beetle, like rhinoceros beetles or whatever, whichever one has like the one horn. And I was like, dude, I want one. And then my roommate was like, let's do it. And then we each bought one. And then we got it. Well, someone got in trouble for having a hamster. My roommate had a hamster as well, but not, maybe it wasn't a hamster. Someone got in trouble for having a pet, and so then I thought my game was gonna crash. Someone got in trouble for, oh, I never fought this guy. Someone got in trouble for having a pet, and so we were like, oh, they're gonna do like a inspection. Excuse me, man. They're gonna do an inspection, so we got to get rid of our beetles, and so we just like released them in the wild. And then my roommate did the same thing. He got a hamster like months later, maybe even a year later, and was like, everyone knew about it, our whole shop knew, but was like keeping it a secret. And some other guy in our shop was like, I want a hamster too, so he went and got a hamster and got caught immediately. Like the very next field day inspection, he got caught. And then they went and did, or they were going to do like a full barracks wide inspection. And so my roommate released his hamster in the wild because he was like, I gotta let him go. He named it Hamtaro, and he had to let Hamtaro go. And like I joked about it on the way back. Like we literally just like walked to the edge of the jungle, and he like let him out. And I'm like, dude, there's no way he's gonna make it very far. He's gonna get killed instantly. Like something's gonna grab him and eat him. There's snakes all over this jungle. And he was like, don't say that, dude. And I was like, you know it's true. But yeah, I don't know. It sucks that you can't have pets in the barracks. I mean, I get it. Is that a Chingling or Chimecho over there? Ekans. Over there in the distance, by the tree, like right under the tree. It's going to the left. Every time you hear the Pokemon Center jingle, you hear Kayla singing get some help. I don't know that song. Oh, get some help. I've never heard her say that or seen that. Oh god. Oh, I thought, oh, I was thinking of buying, not Coil. Turdono sound. Come here. Join my party. Or Pokebox, whatever. Please. Nice. Now we need to get a Chingling. I don't know if there's like a special thing you have to do to breed it. I remember 3rd gen had a bunch of weird breeding requirements. Like incenses and stuff. Okay, it looks like it's just a baby Pokemon. You don't have to do anything specific. Oh, you do. Breed it holding a pure incense. No. I wonder if that still counts, though, in this generation. Oh, I guess you can just find Chingling in the wild, too, so... Kayla made Bee-Boo mine a diamond in Minecraft with a pickaxe. I haven't been watching much of the new generation. I think I'm only subscribed to Bijou, but... I haven't watched much. Not even like clips really. I'm trying to remember. I've like seen art though, plenty of art on Twitter and stuff, which like there's one where Bijou is it's like her facing off against Melania, but it's really funny because she's new, like in the bare clothes or whatever, like not wearing any armor. And so she looks like the let me solo her guy. What did this guy do for me? I don't remember. Oh, I guess he just tells me where I can go for new Pokemon. He looked weird, so I had to kill him. Oh wait, where am I going? I was supposed to talk to Carmine at her grandparents' house. Oh, whoops. Totally not sub to every Hololive member. I'm not. I'm sub to the ones that I like. Even if I don't watch all of them anymore. Same thing with Niji Sanji. I'm sub to the ones that I like. I don't think I'm sub to like... I'm sub to one Japanese Niji Sanji VTuber. It used to be 2, but then Lulu graduated. And then she went solo and did her own thing. Is doing her own thing solo, and I follow that account. Or subscribe to that account. Oh wait, have I seen a Hoot Hoot? Like in the wild? He's awake, huh? Oh, I was gonna say he's gonna get mad because she's stealing his only friend. Huh? You should know better than to talk back to me. I was being kind. It's not like I hit him or anything. Very abusive. Why didn't I pull it out? Truth of what happened with the ogre is the other way around. I don't even remember what. Oh. Was it? It was getting bullied by the other ones, huh? Ogre pawn. What? Why didn't it just keep going? Oh, it's gonna be long, I guess. Oh, only their family knows the truth. Story that must never be told to the rest of the village. What? Nice thing about being sub to every hall member is really easy to filter out junk I don't want on my YouTube front page, as I can manipulate my suggestions if something I don't care about is suggested to me. I mean, I kind of get it, but I feel like if enough time passes, you can just like curate your YouTube. Like, I haven't ever really seen anything I don't want. Like, I can't remember the last time I've seen something I don't want on my front page. On YouTube. And if there is something I don't want, it's always like kind of related to stuff that I like. Like sometimes it'll be like Asmongold, and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch an Asmongold video, so then I just like click the, you know, like don't show this again or whatever, or never show this channel. But I'm like, I get it, I know why they showed it to me, but I don't like Asmongold. But like, let me see, I'm gonna pull up my YouTube right now. There's a cat video. There's 2 cat videos, which I like. There's a guy showing off his Model 66 357 Magnum Smith & Wesson. I like that. Some VTubers. I like that. Donkey. I like that. So the only thing that's on here that I'm like, why is this here, is Jonathan Frakes asks you mostly rhetorical things. And I know why that's there. It's because I was watching a few videos of that. I can't remember what, like the Ripley's Believe It or Not or whatever show he hosted. Like over the weekend, I was watching a bunch of those, and so I know I'm going to be recommended those. But I can just click, you know, dismiss, or let me see what it actually says. Oh, now it's gone. See? And now it's replaced with a Markiplier thing, which makes sense. Because I've been watching Markiplier as well. Anyway, I don't have to, you don't have to subscribe to a billion VTubers to drown all that out. I don't understand how it was suggested to me when I was getting videos for how to find clothes as a trans woman. You don't need to know how to buy clothes. I wonder. It's a sign. No, I'm kidding. That's kind of funny though. I'm trying to think of like something. I don't know. I don't really get recommended random stuff like that. Like every now and then I might see like something that I'm like, why is this here? But I don't engage with it. Like I just go to what I was looking for, and then when I come back, or like it never shows up again, and then I forget about it. There's more cat videos. I was really tempted to click on one of them. Anyway, let me read this. A long, long time ago, a man and an ogre came to Kitakami from a foreign land. People of the village feared the man and the ogre, who looked so different from them. Xenophobia. So they refused to let the travelers come anywhere near the village. The man and the ogre were saddened that the villagers did not welcome them. So they went to Onigashima. They were happy just to have each other. They settled quietly in a cave on the mountain. There was only one villager who pitied the two travelers, the village mask maker. He made several masks for the man and the ogre. The masks were brilliant works adorned with gems the man brought from somewhere far away. Terror crystals? By wearing these masks, the travelers could hide their true faces and mingle with the villagers. Cool. But they can't recognize their bodies. Like, they wouldn't be like, wait a second, that green kid, that looks like the ogre. And it has wooden feet. What is up with that? The man and the ogre were overjoyed. They thanked the mask maker for his kindness. Oh wait, that mask used to be the guy's mask. So the ogre pawn had a different mask. So she was wearing, or it was wearing, his mask. Wearing the masks, the man and the ogre started secretly joining the village festival. The mysterious pair soon became the talk of the village because of their brilliant masks. In fact, rumors about them quickly spread far and wide, even to distant lands. But rumors of exquisite shining masks attract more than just innocent curiosity. A group of greedy Pokemon soon made their way to the land of Kitakami. These Pokemon sneaked into the cave in which the man and the ogre lived, and tried to make off with the masks, which were carefully stored away. The man happened to be there. He managed to hold on to one of the masks, but he was not strong enough to protect them all. Pokemon stole the other three. Several hours later, when the ogre returned to the cave, it found its beloved home in ruin. All that was left were the signs of a struggle and a teal mask. The ogre, she's got a little, like, ogre club. Ogre donned the mask and went down to the village, perhaps to search for its friend. And it killed everyone. No. Found the greedy Pokemon there gloating over their stolen masks and defeated them. The villagers, of course, had no idea what was happening, nor why. I was going to say, how did it get twisted? Probably because they just saw the ogre beating up all the other Pokemon. All they saw was a raging ogre, and they felt great fear. Also, sometimes just want to see who is streaming in Hololive sometimes. It's easy to look at your sidebar and see who is live. I know there's a website for that, too. I can't remember what it's called. Excuse me. Hold on. I'll find it. Maybe. Okay, maybe not. I don't remember what it was called. But there's like a tracker for like who's going to be live. Like it has like, you know, who is live and upcoming streams and stuff like that. With like timers and stuff to be like, oh yeah, this one's starting in, you know, 20 minutes. This one's starting in 2 hours or whatever. And it's more than just Hololive. But I think you can like filter it out and stuff like that. However you want. Villagers thought the 3 Pokemon had fallen trying to protect the village from the ogre. To honor their sacrifice, the villagers named them the Loyal 3 and interred them with care. So the ogre went, beat up the 3 Pokemon, and didn't destroy the village. Oh wait, wounded and weak, the ogre returned to its cave alone and with great sadness. She goes and beats up the other Pokemon and then leaves without doing any more damage. And they're like, oh, thank God these Pokemon protected us. But it's like, no, she won. She won and like didn't kill anybody. The Loyal 3, they're the worst. I mean, every time she does this, I gotta take a screenshot. She just did it. I have to do it again. Are we gonna tell him? Don't tell him, okay. Certain Hololive member has her own website, fan site. For her fans, it tells you when was the last time she was online, gives you a meme. If she's not online, it'll give you a button that will take you to her VOD so you can do your reps. I remember early on, I mean, they probably still exist, but people made like a ton of soundboards of all the different Hololive VTubers. And it was really fun to just mess with those. I think like some of my stream alerts are from some of the soundboards. Like I just like took the files out the soundboard. Oh, he's gonna fix the mask. I feel like something's gonna happen. Either Carmine or Kieran is gonna find it, or we're not gonna have it when we need it. Oh, he was listening. Oh, he's gonna steal it. I can't remember. I know there's no way. Well, I'm pretty sure there's no way to pass time in the game because I want it to be nighttime so I can. No, there isn't a way because I think even if you change the clock, it doesn't change it to nighttime. But I want it to be nighttime so I can catch a hoot hoot. Excuse me. I'm gonna spam this until I get the emote. Oh. It's a double peace sign, but with a twist. And the twist is just you point your hands down instead of up. I know there was one more, but I can't remember what it was. Oops. Man, that's 3 times. 3 times in like 3 hours? A little less than 3 hours. Obtained from the lovey-dovey couple behind the Masui Town Community Center. Pokemon Lady, after you heal a couple of times. Oh wait, maybe it is just that one. I thought there was 2. Okay. Did your last chat send you unplugged your Ethernet by mistake? The last one I got was a certain Hololive member has her own website. And all that. Wait, is this the couple? Aha. Lovey-dovey Pokemon. Like what? Oh, Tandem Mouse. Or Mousehold, I guess. Easy. What's he doing? This and that, I guess. Man, I really do miss fauna. Saplings are different. What was the I think it was Man, I Love Fauna or something. I saw something about an acronym for MILF, and it was Man, I Love Fauna. We need to head over the mountain. This kid just wants to try and sneak a peek at Ogre Pond. Oh, this kid is starting his villain arc. Okay. Oh wow, it's all the way over there. I guess I should go. Can I go this way? Or do I go? I'll go through the mountain. See if there's any Pokemon I haven't caught on the way. That on the hats fauna. Oh, it's on the hats fauna was selling. That's pretty good. I didn't know what it was from. I just saw it on Twitter or something. See if I can get that emote from that kid this time. Bro, I got ripped off. I can't get the please emote now. That has to be bugged. Wait, can't do them in a selfie. What? Oh, it's one of these ones. I see. Oh, they're both, well, a few of them. Okay. I get it now. I would wear that hat. I don't watch Fauna enough to wear that hat, but if I liked Fauna, I would probably. Well, I don't know. I don't wear hats. I would say I would probably get it and wear it, but I don't like wearing hats. I have too much hair. I keep looking at the Pokemon because I'm like, shinies anywhere? I need to stop grabbing items too. When you come to the mountains, you can only do 2 things. She's got a shiny Sandshrew! Or is that a lowland Sandshrew? Never mind, it's a lowland Sandshrew. Because they didn't sparkle. If this is super effective... Yeah, okay. I was like, what the heck? That's not fair. That's always the worst. I remember... I think the first time I ever saw a shiny... Oh, Vulpix. Maybe not the first time I saw a shiny. I know in like Gen 2 or Gen 3, someone had a shiny Pokemon and like a trainer had it, and I was like, I stopped playing the game. Like I just like left the game where it was and spent like an hour just looking up like, is there a way to steal a Pokemon? Like I know it's not possible, but please tell me it's possible. Also, it's an Alolan Vulpix, so this isn't... I mean, it killed, but... If it was a normal Vulpix, that would have been super effective. But yeah, I found out you can't steal Pokemon. You can only climb... You can only mountain climb and mountain battle. Okay, I thought she was gonna have, like, something funny to say. I'm surprised they didn't make like a regional Magikarp, or they haven't made a regional Magikarp or Gyarados. Because it seems like such a... I don't know. They made other regional... Well, I think they've only made one other regional fish, Basculin or something, and it's like only it has a Hisuian version or whatever. Oh, I didn't even see that guy. Or I guess I did, and I thought he was an item, because I was looking at the other Salandit and running towards this one, thinking it was an item I was just gonna pick up. Can I just climb straight to the top? Oh, anyway, you're saying you'd wear that hat. It made me think about VTuber merch, and I have a Kaguya Luna jacket that I haven't worn in a bit, but only because it's been summer, and I'm looking forward to when it gets colder and I can start wearing it again, because it's really cool. I like it a lot. Okay, I guess I can keep climbing straight to the top, but I should go that way. But I need to see what's at the top now that I'm this far. Cool. I assume we're gonna have to come up here at some point. Oh, Slugma. Slugma balls. Oh, and coughing. Nice. There's this Pokemon short, like animated short, about a Slugma, like this little girl going to like her grandparents' house or something, and they had a Slugma that lived in the like chimney furnace thing, and it would like crawl through the pipes and stuff like that. I don't know. It was cute. Oops. Lame. Cool. Oh, wait. I didn't know that killed him. I was like, cool, because it didn't kill me or do any damage, actually. Oh, Chingling. Oh, God. He was mad. Or she was mad. I already have the evolution. Please. Just get in the ball. Get in the ball, Chingling. You're not gonna win. I guess I can attack it. I probably won't kill it. Okay, but it might kill me. Still need to catch a coughing. Dude, the game. It's so frustrating, the performance issues. I could probably hit him with flamethrower too and not kill him. Cool. That might not be cool. Stop killing yourselves. What? What? Oh, I didn't. What does Piloswine evolve into? Wait a I mean, I guess I'll see it right now. Oh, Mamoswine? Yeah. Oh, it's midnight. I didn't even realize. What even makes Piloswine evolve into Mamoswine? Friendship or something? Oh, when it levels up knowing ancient power. I didn't know that. Well, that's cool. Turn green again. Taking another Hoosier Hololive Oshi quiz. So one question is like, why am I taking this quiz? Wait, why am I taking this quiz even? Pick one. Rabbit Girl, Fox Girl, Boomer, Pirate, etc. Does that just make it your Oshi? Like, undoes all the other choices you made? Summon the target with a tail or the like. Target sit twice in a row. No thank you. Well, now I have a Mamoswine. I still need a coughing though. The Crystal Pool. Oh, I got a Moonstone. I mean, I've probably been picking up those and just didn't realize it. Question is, like, pick which Hololive member you like the most. And of course, that's supposed to determine who you like. That's why, yeah, that's why I asked if, like, if the rest of the quiz even matters. If you just pick. I was like, I'm trying to pick this item up. Whatever, I'll get a coughing later, maybe. All these little carbines. Oh, I got a luxury ball. Wait, what are the outbreaks? Hatena. Spinnerack, Wooper. Volbeat. If one of them was Carbink, I would literally stop what I'm doing to get a shiny Carbink. Ekans was my first shiny Pokemon. I think I talked about it before. But in Gen 2, like the first time I played Pokemon Gold. Oh, she got beat up. First time I played Pokemon Gold, it was like super early on, like one of the first times you can encounter Ekans. And I encountered a shiny Ekans. Kitakami Ogre Clan. I gotta say, because my poor Ninetales is gonna die. As long as it's not faster than me. He's faster. No! Oh wait, I didn't even look at what level it is. I should have healed before I went in. What beats a bug? No, but Mightyana's weak to both fighting and bug. Fighting is weak to, or Rock is weak to fighting, I think. Moonblast. Picked the pure sheep, and at the end you got Lammy. Oh god. Okay. But we're gonna die here. Oh, it's level 75. Dude, he's like... That's not fair. Okay, I want to reload and heal my Ninetales. So I can actually... I didn't realize they were gonna be like 15 levels higher than me. I can't remember if Ice... Yeah. Ice is weak to fighting. Dude, it's so lame! He would be dead right now if I would have healed my Ninetales before the fight started. Because I don't think he would one-shot my Ninetales. Nice, get owned. Como. I don't know. I'm gonna look up its typing because I forgot what its typing is. Dragon fighting. I kind of want to terrestrialize. I'm gonna go for it. I don't know what she could have on that dude that could kill my Clefairy. Oh, Steel. Yeah. Never mind. Very lame. I really want to restart because it's so annoying. That's so lame. Clangorous Soul. What? Just every stat? Okay. Oh, but he loses HP. Of course. Oh my god, dude. Wait. 2 attacks? Excuse me? Hold on. Wait a second. What was that? Clangorous Soul. Wait, why did she get 2 attacks there? Raises the user's attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed by 1 stat, by 1 stage each, at the cost of 1/3 of its maximum HP. It will become a water type move when used by a Pokemon with the ability Liquid Voice. If the user is affected by Throat Chop, it will be unable to use this move for 2 turns. User is holding a throat spray, the item will be consumed and the user's special attack will raise by 1 stage. But it doesn't say it turns into an attack. What? Hold on. I don't understand what just happened. Clanging Scales, that's what it was. Hold on. I'm so confused. I don't know. I don't understand why she got 2 attacks there. Oh, I know what happened. Never mind. I do understand now. I'm dumb. I forgot to use Petal Dance. Well, it's over. I'm gonna heal my Ninetales this time. And I'm gonna give everyone 10 rare candies, or candies to get them to level 75, because I'm not gonna be that underleveled. I was so confused. I was like, why did she get 2 attacks? That wasn't fair. And I was like, is it something special with Kamo or something? Like its ability or something? But no, I use Pedal Dance, which just goes until it runs out. For 2 to 3 turns. I was so confused. I completely forgot I did that. Oh, wow. Clefable needs a lot less experience. Oh, wait, let me heal my Ninetales. Alright, now we win. And if I lose again, I'm going to pull out all my EVs. My evolutions. Heracross killed my whole party. But this time... Okay, I guess he could one-shot. What was that noise? He's just yelling at me. Kill him. Owned. Why does it keep doing that? What is doing that? Is that the Ekans? Or the Gabite? The Ekans. I don't know. Okay, Kamo. What happened last time? We got hit with Steel. I kind of can't do anything. I have a... I don't know. Bad comp. To fight this dude. Kill him, Carbink. Okay, that didn't kill him. Do it again. Not good. Okay. His Pokemon are too fast. I don't know. I don't have anything that's fast. Okay. I just lose. There's nothing I can do. I can't get a hit. I mean, I could do this, but this isn't gonna kill him. Maybe if I would've... Oh, I'm still not even fast enough. Dude, that's so annoying. Alright, I guess I gotta get rid of these, Well, I guess I'm still like 5 levels below, or 4 levels or whatever, but... I don't care enough to try and, like, I don't know, strategize. I'm just gonna pull out my level 100s and kill all these Pokemon. Part of me wants to like give them more candies and level them up some more, but no. Oh wait, this one goes in its own box. Oops. I give up. It was fun for a few minutes, but I want to get through the DLC. I don't want to, I don't want to be challenged. It's not even, like, that much of a challenge. It's literally just... I want to use the Pokemon I want to use. And so if I can't use the Pokemon I want to use, I might as well use the actual Pokemon I want to use, which... Give me... Oh wait, that's the wrong one. And I'm gonna have her sweep everything. Whoops. Because Meowscarada has Protean, which changes its type, so it's going to be stabbing with Fairy type. As long as it doesn't miss. Because she is Dark type. Okay, great. Also Grass type. So if it misses, they can hit my weaknesses. I love Meowscarada's tail. I've talked about it a billion times, but it's super cute because it stays the same size as a Sprigatito into a Floragato, and then Meowscarada. Its tail is exactly the same size. So it's like it grows into its tail. As a Sprigatito, its tail is like as big as its body, and it grows up, and the tail shrinks, or doesn't even shrink, but it, you know, it gets smaller in comparison. Oh, this girl, all she had was fighting types. What? Oh. Gallade. I mean, I assume he's still fighting. Yeah. I never really knew what Gallade's typing was. Because he's ugly. Anyway. Are they praying to him? Oh, I guess that's the only way to get to her. Please, just get on the floor. He won't drop off the wall. Dude, oh my god. This game's a mess. I wonder if you'd be able to climb this, actually. Oh yeah, I guess you could get there. I was gonna say, it looks like they kind of centered it in a way that you wouldn't be able to climb up. You have to drop from the top. Massacre. No, the Scabite's gonna kill me. Oh, she saved me. Keep going. I can't walk through until they're all dead. No, not the Cleffa. Okay. Well, there's another one. Kill that one too then. No. No, I tried to bring it back. Save the Cleffa. Oh wait, I think I've been here. Oh, maybe not. Okay. I spent like 20 minutes just trying to beat that one girl. All I had to do was bring out the Meowscarada. What? I thought that was an item. A Pichu. I saw a yellow thing on the ground and thought it was an item. I was looking at the Conkeldurr, or the Timber Conkeldurr. That thing just spawned. That's not fair. I'm going to read this sign. Infernal Pass. Excuse me. Annoying. I'm gonna call it here. Cause I should get to bed. I got work in the morning. And I don't want to go all the way to that dude. I want to stop here so that I'm near the coffins so I can grab a coffin offline. And like hit that 150 in my Pokedex. So I can come back tomorrow and talk to Perrin and start that. Oh wait, what was that? Oh, Chingling. I was like, I saw something super shiny over here. Oh wait, let me grab this. These Pokemon are spawning like 2 feet in front of me. That's not fair. Let me go up here. Bro, go away. This is almost as bad as random encounters. Because they're everywhere. I can't run 2 feet without running into something. And they're spawning like right in front of me. So it's not even... I can't even see them to avoid them before I hit them. Alright, whatever. Anyway. It actually feels better to have my evolutions back. And not some random Pokemon that I was forcing myself to use. Because I was forcing myself to use the new Pokemon. But whatever. Anyway. Wait. Are there even... Hold on. Let's say, are there even any new Pokemon? I think the only new Pokemon in the DLC is, like, new Pokemon is in not returning Pokemon. And I think the only new Pokemon is Diplin. Well, Diplin, Poltergeist, I forgot what Poltergeist evolution is. And then the 3 legendaries and then Ogerpon. What else is new? Nothing that I've caught yet. Because I haven't even caught Diplin. That's kind of lame. Oh, I guess Poltergeist. Sinistra. So Poltergeist is the only new Pokemon that I've caught. Like, new to the DLC. I'm going to look it up after when I'm done for the night and just be like, how many new Pokemon are even in this DLC? Because if it's 6, that's so underwhelming. Anyway, that's it for tonight, though. I should be back tomorrow. We'll see. If I end up playing Baldur's Gate with my brothers, finally, for the first time in like almost actually a month, then I won't be back tomorrow. Or if I work late, but I don't expect to be. I have to work late next Monday, but I don't have plans to work late for the rest of this week, at least. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel when I get home, because, I don't know. I've been so inconsistent already that, like, it's hard to say I'm going to come back, because then I disappear for a week again. But, like, I don't know. It just keeps, like, stuff at work keeps coming up where I end up staying late. And it's really frustrating because it's, like, a lot of it is stuff that I don't have to stay late for. It's just the contractor I work with is like, well, we might as well stay late for this one. And it's like, bro, we can put this on hold and I'll come back tomorrow morning and we can start first thing in the morning. But he's like, nope, I'm not going to be here tomorrow, so we need to do it now. And it's like, okay, then why don't we just, we can do it 2 days from now when you're here. Like, I don't know. It's really annoying. And it sucks because he's leaving. And, well, it sucks that he's leaving, but, like, part of me is like, man, I can't wait until he leaves. Like, I like him and I like working with him, but I'm like, I can't wait till he leaves because then he'll leave me alone and stop making me, like, he doesn't even take things that seriously, but he, like, wants to make it seem like things are more important than they are. And I don't know why. Like I was saying, like, there'll just be a thing that we can put off until a couple days from now or do the next day or whatever. And he's like, no, we have to get it done today because I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And I don't want to make it, like, I feel like a lot of times it's because he told my manager or someone that it would be done that day. And he didn't get it done because I couldn't get it done because I had other things going on. And so instead of doing it himself, he, like, drags me down with him and then makes me stay late to do the thing with him instead of just doing it himself, and, like, tries to say it's a training thing even though I do all the work anyway. And then he can't, like, if he puts it off one day, it ends up having to get put off 2 days because he doesn't work every day, he works every other day, and so it gets put off 2 days. Then it makes him look even worse when he goes to my manager and is like, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't get the thing done until, 2 or 3 days after I said I would. Because I wanted to make Rigo do it instead of doing it myself. Yeah, I don't know. Like I was saying, part of me is like, I can't wait till he leaves because then I don't have to deal with that anymore. So that's, like, one of the most frustrating things is, like, I have a million things I have to do every day. Like, I'm the help desk, so I have to deal with, people's help desk stuff all day. But then he'll call me and just, like, monopolize my time. And I have to, like, keep telling him, like, dude, I gotta take care of this and I gotta take care of that. And he'll be like, all right, well, they can hang on. We gotta finish this. And I'm just like, bro, they asked me, like, at, like, 8 a.m. this morning. It is now 2 p.m. Like, I gotta take care of this. And it's just, like, it's so frustrating trying to get him to leave me alone so I can actually do the work that needs to be done instead of having him put his work on me and him just, like, sit on the phone with me and, watch me do it. Because, like, some of the stuff he trains me and walks me through it, but a lot of the stuff lately has just been like, hey, we got to do this thing. And I'm like, okay, sure, what is it? What am I learning today? Or what are you going to teach me? And it's just like, oh, no, we're just going to, move a hard drive from one server to the other. So I want to, I want to watch you do it to make sure you know how to do it. And it's like, dude, I know how to do it. Like, you don't need to babysit me. But he just wants to, like, clock in basically and get hours for the work that I'm doing. or at least that's how it feels. It feels like he's, being like, he doesn't have to do the work, but he can still get credit for it, if that makes sense. Because he's, like, supervising me doing it. But it's like, dude. And then he'll get annoyed when I'm like, I gotta take this call or I gotta do this thing for this person because they're locked out or whatever. And then he'll be like, all right, yeah, I guess you gotta go deal with that. And it's like, dude, you can do this while I'm gone. Like, it's not, like, I don't know. Anyway. Work sucks. It's just such a, like, I don't know. I'm gonna say chaotic. Chaotic. It's not even chaotic. It's just, like, so, like, I don't know. Like, I kind of get why they're trying to get rid of this contractor. And like when I started, I was like, man, that's kind of messed up. And it's still kind of messed up the way they're doing it. But like kind of just like pushing him out instead of, you know, letting him gracefully exit or whatever, giving him a graceful exit. They're like mostly forcing him out after the time he's put in. But I'm starting to see like why, and I get it. But anyway, that's enough. I was supposed to be done and I went like an extra 10 minutes. But whatever. Anyway, I should be back tomorrow, as long as things go as I expect and hope. But if not, then I'll be back whenever I get back. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day or night, whatever time it is for you. That's it. Goodbye.